Hey folks, this is Vent with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Fortify. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about $5. This is a game that was released back in 2016, and it hasn't aged very well graphically. Well, I guess it wasn't really beautiful to begin with when it did first release back in 2016. The graphics in this game are just very basic, very bare bones, not all that impressive. But what is it? Well, it's a real-time strategy game, top-down, where you are defending a castle. Enemies will be coming at you from every side, and it'll be your job to train units to shoot these things down, to build up your castle, to advance your technology. Very limited, but you can still advance your technology, and also manage a couple of resources like wood, stone, iron, that kind of thing. So, what can you do? Well, whenever you first boot up the game, you'll have the option to play just the regular standard missions, or you can jump into arcade. There is multiplayer, but I have not tried that. Arcade mode is just, you take on waves of enemies, and it gets harder and harder, and the whole goal is just to survive as long as possible so that you can compete with the leaderboards. That's what arcade mode is all about. Missions have a definitive end to them. There's some kind of final boss that you'll be fighting, and there's also multiple difficulty modes. There's easy, normal, hard, impossible, and so on. There's a couple of maps, too. There's like north and west. That's all there really is. So once you actually get into the game, you're going to have this little mini castle of sorts, and there's 4 sides, north, east, west, and south. And you'll be able to train, oh, I got a little slingman. Great. He doesn't aim very well. Hopefully he hits something. Well, you're going to be building a couple of those, and you'll be destroying enemies as they come at you. I'm going to build a couple more of those. Oh, they're coming from the north. I'm going to select all my units and put them on the north wall. Oh, now they're coming from the south. No, I got to bring all my units down here. Okay, now I've got enough units to where I don't have to keep moving them around. 2 per wall. Hopefully that's enough. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Well, anyway, you eventually get to the point where you can start assigning workers to a lumber mill. And these workers will generate lumber for you over time, and you'll be using that lumber to help grow your technology. There are 3 different, I'd hesitate to use the word techs, but there's ages. There's the Iron Age, the Medieval Age, and the Imperial Age. And you'll have access to different units as you level up, as well as different technologies. So, for example, you start with those slingmen, but then eventually you'll get crossbowmen and archers, and then from there you'll be able to improve them further with, like, I think they're called, they use pistols. Either they're pistoliers or, I don't know what they're called, but they've got maybe riflemen. Anyway, so you'll be able to level up your existing troops as well as just train new ones. It's up to you on how you want to handle that. So you can also upgrade your castle, make it stronger, make the walls have more hit points. You can put spikes on the walls. You can even surround your mines that you're capturing on the map that are generating wood, stone, and iron with defenses of their own, but typically they're not enough, so you have to send melee units out to help you out with that. You can build like swordsmen and dragoons, and I think they're the best kind of units. You get squires in the beginning, and that's it. It's just wave after wave after wave, and you're hopefully building up your stuff enough to keep up with the difficulty in that current map. That's what it is. As far as what I thought, again, it's a very simplistic graphic/art style. I enjoy a castle defense style game. It's one of my favorites, actually. I don't know why. I enjoy that kind of castle defense. There was plenty of Flash games way before this one that had a 2D look to them, and you had to defend your base from oncoming waves of enemies. You got to add snipers and stuff. Anyway. So yeah, this is what this is, a top-down base defense game. Unfortunately, again, graphically it hasn't aged very well, and sometimes it can be a little difficult to select what you want and to get things. It's just, the game doesn't let you zoom in enough to actually select the units you want. You can draw selection boxes and then draw a 2-line, sort of like a line, a horizontal line, so that all the units you've selected will spread out along that line. It's kind of neat. That's a nice little feature. The resource generation isn't all that grand. It's just you gain gold for killing stuff, and then wood, stone, and iron. Just send out workers to the mines, and if the mines get destroyed, just rebuild them, and they'll just keep you send the workers back out and they generate more resources for you. On occasion, you'll have to repair wall damage just by clicking a button. But again, you can upgrade technologies. There are some like one-time use buttons that charge up every 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. For example, you can shoot this catapult every so often. You can heal your troops with a medical button every so often. And you can upgrade set abilities, catapult into a cannon, so on. Tar pits. You can put down tar pits that slow enemies, then you can light them on fire eventually. Each unit has different abilities that you can micromanage if you want. You can beat easy without doing any micromanaging at all. In my opinion, I was able to do it. But anyway, Fortify, it's a 5-year-old game at this point. I don't want to harp on it too much. I have about 10 hours on record, and for $5, it's not bad. I have to stress that it graphically did not age very well. But if you like the idea of a casual slash... I hesitate to use the word casual because you can play on a harder mode. But it's a very limiting castle defense game. There's not a whole lot here to keep your attention for very long. I typically, myself, I play this once. I uninstall it. I come back to it a year later. I play once or twice. Uninstall it, come back. You know, that's how I'm doing it. There's not enough, there's no progression. There's no reason for me to keep coming back to this because it's the same thing over and over and over again. I want a Fortify 2 with progression and all these other units and just more content in general. But for $5, you know, it's not too bad. Again, I can't vouch for the multiplayer. There are some negative reviews on Steam that say that it doesn't work or it crashes or what have you. So just be wary of that. Steam's refund option exists for a reason. But yeah, I recommend this for $5, but you have to know what you're getting into. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.